Be showing you how to format your chapter 1, your research. And in this video also, I'll show you how to auto generate the table of content and how you should structure your cover page. So in this class, I'll be able to show you how we structure our title for the research, of which, for example, this sample chapter that we're using is all about factors influencing adoption and use of technology in service delivery at Malava Hospital. So remember to indicate the county where the hospital falls at. So for example, let's say it falls at Kakamega County. So we'll say factors influencing adoption and use of technology in service delivery at Malava Hospital, Kakamega County, full stop. And then you leave some space and then write your name. For example, Winnie Akinyi Otieno, and then your TM. And then later on here, you'll write your topic, your research proposal submitted to the Institute of Applied Science and Health Science in fulfillment, etc., and many more. And remember, this one should be in bold. Okay. And then also, lastly, at the bottom, we have April 2023, the period when you're supposed to submit your research. And remember to highlight all these and then make sure that they are center aligned. You select all and then click on center like that. So everything will be at the center of the page. And then you can see over here we have some space, you'll delete them. And then the next page you'll start with the declaration. You declare whoever you want to declare, you write your name, your admission number, the way it is, signature, and then the date. And then you write for your approval. Remember the approval is in small, use your supervisor, etc. And then you dedicate it to any person that you wish. And then we have some space over here. Let me remove them. This one is unnecessary page. And then the next one is abbreviation. You indicate the abbreviation and then you go to the abstract. So you have your abstract on that page. Your abstract should be exactly one page. And then next you start on the chapter 1, which is this, should be center aligned. The chapter 1 should be center aligned, and then it should be written chapter 1 1.0 introduction, and then 1.1 should be background information. And remember, the background information should be in small letters and bold, do not underline it. And then the student has the background information. Let me not find you that you're having, or let you not have the introduction. Don't write something on the introduction before the background. Let it be blank. Just start on the 1.1 background information. And then you'll have your statement of the problem. You'll have your justification of the study. You'll have your research question, which is 1.4. The research question comes first before the objectives. Under the research question, you'll structure them. You'll ask maybe there technological factors influencing, or what are the technological factors. For example, I can change these ones to what uh, what are the what are the technological factors influencing that. Maybe what are the organizational factors influencing the adoption, and then lastly, what are the human factors influencing the adoption and use of technology, etc. And then after that, next we have the 1.5, which is the objective of the study. And remember, the 1.5.1 is the broad objective, and the broad objective should be in line with the title. So for this case, this one will be to determine the factors influencing the adoption and use of technology in service delivery at Malava, of which the student topic was factors influencing the adoption and use of technology in Malava, in service delivery at Malaba Hospital. And then next you have the specific objectives that you had. The specific objectives are being derived from the research question, of which here we have the research questions. And then next we come up with the conceptual framework, and our conceptual framework should be like this. You just draw the conceptual framework, and within the conceptual framework we have independent variables, which are your specific variables, and then the broad variable is the broad objective. And for this case, you can see the student, one of the objective of the student was human factors influencing the adoption of ICT, or the adoption of technology in service delivery. And under the human factors, she'll be able to check on perception, knowledge, and age. And then technological factor is the objective number 2. Under it, the student will check on system usability, privacy, and security. And then the next one is organizational factor, of which the student will check on leadership, resource availability, and training. And all these ones are linked to the dependent variable, which is the broad objective. And the broad objective is the adoption and use of technology in service delivery. And that's how we structure it. Very direct. If you're not so sure about these sub elements on the human factors, you can just write human factors, technological factor, organizational factor, and then point them to the adoption and use of technology in service delivery. So remember, these ones are independent variables and then these ones are dependent variables. So you have to draw this table well because it is very important. Okay, and then remember, only within the chapter, within the background of the information, it is where we cite. And the citation that you're supposed to use is the APA citation. So for that, we can talk about it in a different video. So in this case, we'll be able to check on how do we add this table of content, and which is kind of some issue to most of you. So I'll be able to show you how to add the table of content. And the table of content is something very important, and most of the cases the table of content should fall immediately after the dedication. So we'll go just below dedication, before the abbreviation, let's have our table of content. I'll come over here, move the abbreviation and acronyms to the next page. I'll click on insert and then click on page break. So it has gone to its own page and it has given us a blank page over here. So this is where we'll be able to enter our table of content. But for us to enter the table of content, we have to format our work. Very good. So this is what we'll do. We'll come to, you'll click on, you'll come to the first, you leave along the first page, you'll come to dedication. Under dedication, you'll click home. Dedication should be heading 1. So you'll come to your heading 1, right click, let's modify them. Click on modify and then say it should be Times New Roman, and then the font should be 12, and then it should be bold, and then remember this, the color should be automatic, and then click on automatically update and then new documents based on this. Okay, and then we'll come to heading 2, and heading 2 will click on modify, we'll click on Times New Roman, modify it, and then it should be 12, and remember it should be bold and the color should be automatically update new document based on this template. Okay, and then we'll go to heading 3, we'll modify it because those are the headings that you're using as always. Times New Roman, fonts 12, it should be bold and then automatic, and remember this, automatically update new document and then press OK if you have those. It's not a must though. So remember the declaration should be heading 1, so we'll highlight it and then come and click on heading 1, of which our heading 1 should be bold. I forgot that. I'll click on it, bold, and then press OK. So heading 1 should be bold like that. Do not leave alone the approval, should be like that, leave it like that. And then we'll go to dedication, which is heading 1, highlight it, click on heading 1 like that. Here our table of content will be falling on this page, so let's skip it. And then next one is abbreviation and acronyms. Select it and then make sure it is heading 1, and then abstract, again it is heading 1, and remember all of them are left aligned. Do not have your abstract on the center of the page. And then the chapter 1 is the next one, and remember chapter 1 should be it should be heading 1 but center aligned. The chapter 1 should be center aligned, so I'll click on heading 1 and then I'll come over here and then click on center align, or Control E, and then it will be on the center. And then the next one is 1.1 background information. Remember this one is left aligned and it is in small letters, so I'll select it and then come and click on heading 2. And remember our heading 2 is kind of having italics, so I'll come and uncheck the italics and then press OK. And then it is modified. It will be heading 2 because it is 1.1. And then we go to the next one, which is 1.2, which is statement of the problem. I select it and then click on heading 2. And then we go to the next one, 1.3, justification of the study, select it and then click on heading 2. And then go to 1.4, the research question, select it and click on heading 2. And then go to 1.5, select it and then click on heading 2. And then go to, we have the 1.5.1, this one, highlight it and then click on heading 3, like that, heading 3. And then we have the 1.5.2, select it too, and then click heading 3. But it seems it has some space. I'll delete it like that, and then click on heading 3. Itaingia vizuri. And then the next one is 1.6, conceptual framework. It should be heading 2. So select it, and then like this, and then click on heading 2. Heading 2. It should be heading 2. Yes. Yeah, and that's the last one. So I've been able to modify all of them. You can see this one is heading 2, this one is heading 3 because it is 1.5.2. This one should be heading 2. All of them, they've been highlighted well. So at this point, all our headings have been formatted. So whatever is remaining is for us to insert our table of contents. So I'll go back to the blank space that I had, this one, and then click on reference, and then click on table of content, this one, and then select the first one, and then we'll have our table of contents like this. And then I'll come over here, modify the title, and let it be table of content, table of content, table of content, table of contents, yeah, like that. And then I'll have it bold like that. And remember, I'll select everything here just in case we really need to have them in Times New Roman. You'll go home, click, make sure that they're in Times New Roman, make sure that they're in size 12. Like that, exactly. And now you can see you have your table of content: declaration, dedication, abbreviation, abstract, chapter 1. And then we have the we are not supposed to have the introduction over here. I'll come and remove it. Introduction should be chapter 1. Chapter 1 should be heading 1, center aligned, and then yeah, it should be like that. Actually, I'll come over here, and then let me modify it. I'll update our table of content, update entire, like that, and then it is updated. It is well and good now. Okay, nice. So you can see the 1.5, the 1.5.1 have been indented in the second one, like that. So you can see we have our table of content nicely done. Now the next one is maybe to check on the errors that you might be having, the spelling mistake. You can click on review, and then click on spelling and grammar, and then over here it will be able to suggest some various grammar. You click on the one that you want to change, you change them appropriately. Malava, you ignore all of them. Hospital, you change. I'll change them. I'll ignore where necessary. Things that I don't want to be changed, I'll change them. I'll change them. I'll change them, and then I'm done correctly, like that. So our cover page has been formatted well. You can see it is well center line, it is bold nicely, etc. Declaration like that, everything like that. Okay, so the next thing that is remaining is I want to format my whole work. Let's say it should be Times Roman. I'll click on Control and A. It will highlight everything. Go to Home, and then make sure I've selected Times New Roman. The fonts. I'll click here and type Times New Roman. Press Enter, and then for the font size, I'll click 12. For the color, this one, I'll click Automatic so that everything will be dark, like that. So it has formatted my whole work. And then remember the abstract going downwards, this one, this should be the size. I'm supposed to use double spacing. I'll make sure it is double spacing, like that. And remember, I'd said your abstract, you should make sure that it is only 2 pages. So let's say only 1 page. The abstract should be only 1 page. Make sure that your abstract is 1 page, like that. Okay, and it should give out a summary of everything that about your research proposal or your research project. And then remember, for the chapter 2, this one, everything should have a double spacing. So I'll highlight everything from here downwards up to the last page, and then make sure that the spacing is 2.0 double spacing, like that, and then it will format my whole work nicely. Okay, and then I have to indent this paragraph. So for the indentation, this is how you do it. You select the paragraph that you want to indent, and then you'll come over here, highlight it like this nicely, and then right click, and then say paragraph, and then say special, first line indent by 0.5 centimeter, 0.5 centimeter, and then the spacing should be double, and then it will move. You have to indent it. So we can either indent it by 0.5 or 1 centimeter like that. So, or you can click on tab like this, and then it is indented. Click on the tab key like that, and then it will be able to indent your research. Okay, you do like that to all the paragraphs that you have. Here we have a space, we'll have to remove it. The space that is over here, let's take this one to the other page nicely, and then imerudi like that. Statement of the problem, indent it, press on tab, and then it will be indented. Also this one, press on tab, and then it will be indented nicely. Justification, do the same, press on tab key, it will indent it. We don't indent the research questions or the broad objective or any other thing left over here. But you can see our project as our conceptual framework has moved downwards a bit. So we'll have to delete that, and then I'll for this one I'll format it. I'll make sure that it is nicely done by maybe reducing the size of the boxes that we have over here. I'll select these and say maybe 1.5, or let me, yeah, I'll remove it up like that, and then it will be able to fit on that page nicely. Yeah, yeah, like that. So make sure it fits on the page nicely, and also remove any unnecessary space that you might be having on your work. Okay, so you can see our work is nicely formatted. Here we have a spelling error, right click, and then World Health Organization, ignore, and then remember it's an abbreviation. This one should be in caps, it should be in caps. Okay, then research is very important, and always remember to follow the format that you've been given by your trainer or your institution. And consistency is another thing, and that's how we format our work. If you have a question, be able to use the comment, and I'll be able to answer to your question. So thank you for your time. Next time I'll be making a different video